I know you like stories, and I've got a good one. There's one I like to call the Tale of the Two Chieftains. In the year 867, there was two Viking chieftains. These were strong, hard men who were very well respected. There was Tumrir Tora, who was a big Viking from Dublin, and then there was Hona the Druid from Limnock. And Hona, being a druid, could practice black magic. Stave off the evil eye. Anyways, so at one stage, Tumwir and Hona decided to get together and do a little bit of raiding and that about the country of Ireland. So they decided to do a trip, and basically Tumwir went down to Hona, who was down in Limnock, and they got together, and them with their group of men decided to travel to Port Lorga, which is Waterford, which is another Viking Longford town. And so as they were travelling there, they had to travel through part of Munster, and two tribes in Munster decided they had enough of the Norsemen travelling through their territory, so they decided to attack them. So even though the two Viking chieftains were very strong and brave, they decided to leg it, and they basically hid within a stone fortification, an old fort. But the Irish found them and surrounded them, and then so there was nothing the Vikings could do until Hona said, "Stand back, guys, I've got this." He stood up on the walls and spread his arms wide, and he started to pray to the pagan gods. He prayed to Thor, Freya, and even Odin himself. And he basically asked them to give them full protection. But then one of the Irishmen ran up with a stone and whacked him straight in the mouth, and all of Hona's teeth fell out. And he started spitting blood. So he turned around to his own men, and in a pained voice he said, "I'm going to die from this." And he fell backwards, dead. Well, when Tumwir saw this, he was basically like, "I'm getting out of here." So him and his men were pelted with stones, so they ran out the back door. But they didn't realise there was a marsh beside the fort they were stuck in. And when they ran into the marsh, they couldn't escape, and the Irish were throwing stones and javelins and spears at them, and each Viking warrior, one after the other, fell dead, until Tumwir also fell dead. Only two of their retainers escaped and managed to make it all the way to Port Lorga. And I know, in the memory of Hona and Tumwir, they would have wanted me to have some mead. So if you could spare some change, I'd greatly appreciate it.